Hi, this is Mark Light, and today I'm going to give you some resources for our youth and families that are taking animal projects. So this year we have obviously had a change in how we are working with our projects and having our club meetings and things. And so one of the things that we are doing for livestock projects is we want to focus on record keeping as our focus for this year. And so we will not have any livestock interviews this year. We are spending 6 days doing our life skills project judging. And so that will take some time to get those done. And so for livestock projects, what we want to do is just review the record keeping that you've done for this year. And that will be your access to be able to go to the fair along with completing your quality assurance. And so quality assurance will be done. There will be 2 in-person trainings for that. Or if your club was trained and has the packet of materials, you can do quality assurance in your club environment as well. So what I wanted to show you today is if you remember, this year we have done some changes in our record keeping. And so what I want to do is remind you of that. So if you look at the screen here, this would be our Hardin County Extension and 4-H page. So if you choose 4-H Youth Development, what you'll see here is livestock resources. So I'm going to click on that. This takes you to a very helpful page that will show you different things that will help you with your club project. One of those things is going to be this year we've created a Hardin County Livestock Record PDF. Okay, so these are sheets here, these record spreadsheets that if you are using and want to reuse your current project book, you can download those extra sheets for extra animals and things. But this year, for all animals, we're allowing there to be a new livestock project record. This is a PDF, it's 8 pages long, so it's all concise and condensed into one. So if you look, this covers all different animals, whether it's a market project, horse related, or breeding project. So just to go through this quickly, you're going to talk about what your name is. One of these should be filled out for each species. So if I was taking breeding rabbits and market rabbits, I'm going to fill out 2 of these books, one for each of those. If I'm taking market lambs and chickens, I would fill out 2 different books, one for each species and type of project. So I want to tell you when I completed quality assurance, or if you turn these in advance, when you intend to complete quality assurance. Parents are going to sign this. So we would recommend, it's probably easiest if you print this document and then fill in the blanks. You can type things in, and so we would if you do fill it in with typing, then you can type a signature there for a parent. Here's where we want to see a picture of your animal. So put a kind of a beginning picture of your project animal. If you have more than one sheep or more than one hog, you would put both side by side in this picture. And then here is where you're going to kind of identify the animal. When did you get it? What sex and breed is it? And what is your value or purchase price at the start? And then total of all those values at the beginning. Here's where you're going to choose at least 5 of these project goals. And so hopefully you've already accomplished some of these already since you've had your animal for a little while. But those date that you achieve those and an adult's initial. So either a parent's initial, or it could be a grandparent, or could be your 4-H advisor. Here's where you're putting your expenses in. So here's where our feed goes, any kind of veterinarian expenses, bedding expenses. And obviously what you're trying to say is this is what it costs to have my animal, and this is what I've made from my animal when you get to the fair. So here is our quality assurance section. You're going to indicate what you've learned at the quality assurance training that we'll have, any kind of breed information. And again, that front page tells you what you have to fill out, what section for each animal. Here is helping us look at what is the daily gain or rate of gain for your animal. So you can kind of figure out, you may not have a final weight, but you can estimate, what do you think my animal will be at the fair? Here's our feed record summary. So how many, what type of feed, and what are you feeding your animals, and the costs of that. And we ask that you find what the feed tag is, or recipe, if there is a mix that you're doing, and put that on that section. And then any kind of treatment record. If you don't have any treatments, just write none. Sometimes it just depends on whether the animal has been healthy or gotten sick. But any kind of vaccination or dewormer or anything that you've given to an animal, you'll want to put here. And then income. Maybe you don't have income right now, so you wouldn't have that. But maybe you've sold products from your animal, or maybe you've received an award based on some shows that you've been to. But eventually that will be your livestock auction, or any kind of premium that you've gotten from it. And then if you plan to sell your animal, what do you think you might get? So you look up the current market price and the weight of that, and you're going to put those in. And then you're going to figure, would I have made money, or will there be some kind of a loss? So kind of those are estimates, because we don't know what we're going to make at the livestock auction. So then if you have completed your record keeping books, two options this year. One is you can just bring them into our office, and we would then review your book. And so if you're using one of the regular 4-H books and didn't print this record keeping book here, we would probably suggest that you just bring those in, and we'll take a look at the paper copy there. If you print this out and would like to bring that in, you can, but we also are going to include a link to this. And here I'm going to walk you through that. If you use our online survey, you can put your information in here. So I'm going to type my name and my address. And what this does is this is just going to, I have a lot of this already done. So I'm going to populate that here. And put my club name. And then how many books am I uploading? So if I had the market lambs and market chickens, I'm going to say I'm going to upload 2 books. And that will let us know how much you're going to upload. We'll go to the next screen, and I would choose my first animal, sheep. And if you're able to save it as a PDF, all 8 pages as one, you would click PDF. But if I'm going to use my phone and take a picture of each sheet, which you can do, I'm going to have 8 images. And so in my case, I'm going to use multiple images. And I can either drop them in, or if I'm going to take a picture, I can take a picture. And so I will show you here. I have my cover page. Okay, that's page 1. And use my arrow. I'm going to put in page 2. And I've only done 2 pages at the time. So I'm going to keep scrolling through, and I would upload all 8 pages at that point, but you can see it's going to scroll us through the pages there. It's the last page, and now I'm going to say I'm going to put my market chickens in, so poultry, and this one I have saved all as one document. And so I'm going to upload that. Okay, and then once it shows as 100% there, I click the next button. And then it says your responses have been recorded. And here it shows what have I recorded. And so I have all the list and the screenshots. I can download that, and that gives you a record of what you have submitted, or I can just print this entire page. Okay, so once you get to this screen that says we thank you, that means we have your information, and we will look over those. Those are due, I think, by the end of the first week of August, and that gives us time then to look over them the next couple weeks. So after live skills judging, the Friday of that week, the first Friday of August, is when those will be due, either uploaded or dropped off at our office. And then we will look over those. And if we have, like, if there's something missing or we need some more information, we might ask you for those. But as long as you've turned those in, then you will be eligible for the fair, in addition to attending quality assurance. And then we will, if you've given us a record book to look over, we will return those at the fair all at once. Okay, if you're uploading the pictures of your book, the electronic version of it, we'll assume that you have your paper copy, so we won't return any of those, but we will return any project books that you've turned in that are the actual project books. And then finally, we'll have the link here, and this will all be sent out in email. But we have 2 dates for quality assurance. The first is on July 29th. It's a Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30. And then the following Tuesday, August 4th, 5:30 to 6:30. These are at the fairgrounds, Arts and Crafts Building. And we, because of numbers and things, will be limited to 50 in those slots. You will have to wear a mask, and we'll spread everybody out in the room to do those activities, and that you will have your quality assurance completed. You must give us your record book and quality assurance completed to be able to go to the fair. And again, you can also do that in your club, and then your club would give us a roster of who's attended within your club. So one of 2 options, but to sign up for that, I would just click on this one if I want to go to there. And we hit submit, and it's going to ask me for my information. So then I'm going to put my name and information. So if I have 2 youth in my family, I'm going to fill this out twice, even though we might both be attending the same, because otherwise you could pick number 2 and then put both names in the first name box. So I might put Megan and Justin White, and that's another way to do it. So either way, but if you do put 2 names in there, please select 2 or however many names you have per family. You can also put the additional names in the comment section. But that way we will only have 50 slots. Once those slots are filled, then you would have to go to the other date. So please make sure you're doing those early and ahead of time. Okay, so that's all I have to share about the livestock